This is NewsBreak26 in Southwest New Brunswick. I'm Vicki Hogarth. Here's what's happening in our part of the world. In a major achievement for Charlotte County history and Canadian basketball heritage, renowned architecture and design firm Cambridge 7 is set to transform the world's oldest basketball court, located in St. Stephen, into Canada's National Basketball Experience Museum. Tom Liston of Canada First Basketball Incorporated, the nonprofit group behind the revitalization of the world's oldest basketball court, says Cambridge 7's interest in taking on the St. Stephen project says a lot about its potential.
Obviously we're paying them, but they can choose their projects, and thankfully they just did a $25 million US reno in Springfield. That's the Naismith World Hall of Fame. And it's absolutely beautiful. And what they're really good at is making a lot of interactive displays where it's people that would come see it, but they would keep coming back because there's multiple interactive displays that change over time, and they do a really great job to make the experience such that you'd want to come back.
David Ganong says Canada First Basketball Inc. has already raised over $1.1 million of their $10 million plan to restore and transform the court into a world-class experiential attraction, featuring interactive displays, Hall of Fame memorabilia, event spaces, and a rooftop patio overlooking the St. Croix River. He estimates the entire project will be complete in 5 years' time, if not sooner.
Tom and I are both optimists. The way in which we run our lives too. So I think officially they're talking about 2028 to have it open. I mean, there's an awful lot of engineering. I mean, first off, we haven't torn this building apart because we need experts to tear it apart so we don't ruin what we've already got here, right? And it needs a lot of renovation. We've got another building that has to be built. So I think I would like to hope that we could push the envelope and get it open by 2027.
It's hard to believe that the discovery of the world's oldest existing basketball court and St. Stephen's place in basketball history was in many ways accidental after a 2010 fire revealed that the 1893 basketball court of the former YMCA on King Street was still intact. Research revealed that the court was 2 months older than what was then thought to be the world's oldest existing basketball court in Paris, France.
So they were able to uncover through a lot of research that Lyman Archibald, who we named the Archie Golf Tournament after, was one of the first students of Dr. James Naismith, who invented the game in 1891. If you look at the first basketball game played in Springfield, Massachusetts, Lyman Archibald's on that team. He was one of the students, but he was also the first member of the team. And in 1893, the YMCA in St. Stephen recruited him as their athletic director. And he brought the game that was invented in Springfield to here. And the first international game was played on this very court. And he created, so all the students from Naismith really started to take basketball all over the world. So Paris, France, and Montreal, and Toronto, and Kansas, and they took the game and started to bring it to all YMCAs around the world. And it so happens that the first early game was played here, first international game, and this was a court that it was played on.
Watch my full half-hour interview with Liston and Ganong, which will appear on an all-new episode of Southwest Magazine this week. In St. Andrews, the highly anticipated Compass Housing project is moving ahead. The 42-unit affordable housing complex located on the former Blue Moon Hotel site on Mowat Drive has gained approval from the town council to modify its rental rates. Compass Housing secured a $500,000 grant from the town to establish affordable housing for the community, with rental rates initially set at $800 to $1,200 and locked in for 15 years. Developer Tressa Bevington proposed adjusted rates of $950 to $1,500 locked in for 15 years due to increased interest rates. At Thursday's public hearing of objections, there were no verbal protests. However, Council did receive 5 letters from concerned residents. Council voted 5-2 in favor of the updated rates, with Bayside Councillor Darrell Weir and Shamcook Councillor Mark Bennett voting against the changes. Finally, residents of McAdam will soon have to travel 75 kilometers for their in-person banking needs if they want to continue banking with Scotiabank. McAdam Scotiabank employees were notified last week that the local branch will close its doors on June 4th, with customers being relocated to Scotiabank's downtown Fredericton branch. This closure marks the latest in a series of Scotiabank branches shutting down in New Brunswick. That's all the news I have for you. For more stories and online exclusives, follow me, Vicki Hogarth, on Facebook or subscribe to CHCO-TV on YouTube.
A news and public affairs production of CHCO-TV, New Brunswick's only source for independent community television.